You're listening to Needless to Say, another disgraceful member of the Damaged Goods Podcast Network. Check out us and other great shows at damagedgoodsinc.com.
All right, by a show of hands, how many people here think today's news is completely full of shit? All right, before you start calling me a racist or a redneck Russia lover, know that I'm not talking about hashtag fake news. I'm talking about non-news. News that happens because idiot people make it happen, and not trained journalists. So tonight, let's do something a little different for Needless to Say. Let's be accurate and fair. According to studies by Gallup, the Knight Foundation, and countless others, American trust in the media across all platforms is at an all-time low. More than 60% of people surveyed have a low opinion about the trustworthiness and transparency of the media. Most Americans believe the media is biased and agenda-driven. Not exactly a surprise. The majority of those people also believe that media is intentionally full of shit. Again, not surprised. These statistics should be shocking and upsetting to you, but not because people have such distaste for the media. You should be shocked and upset because technically you kind of are the media. You see, according to all that research, 67% of Americans get their news from social media. That's right. Nearly 7 out of the 10 assholes you dealt with today think Facebook is a viable news source. Remember back to when we were kids? Think back. You remember every night we trusted Ted Koppel and Peter Jennings to deliver fair, worthy recaps of the day that happened. Now all of a sudden we're trusting @Phil from That Ska Band to be just as direct and accountable? To understand how terrifying 67% really is, I want you all to just log into your social media accounts right now. Don't worry, we'll wait. Go ahead. Take a good hard look at what is passing as news there. Yeah, exactly. The vast majority of what people post as news is nothing more than opinions. Stuff taken completely out of context, something that's just flat out bullshit. It's not posted to inform, it's posted to get a reaction. We've already covered this. You know how it goes. They tell their friends something, and then their friends tell their friends something, so on and so on and so on. Just like a teenage girl's sleepover or the Bible or other nonsensical fictional things. Problem with this is there's no fact-checking. There's no thought, there's just blind posting and blinder consumption. I can hear you now. Why do I need to act like a reporter? It's just social media. It's supposed to be fun. Why? Because of that 67% who get their news from social media. And for the 80% that get their news, advice, and entertainment from social media. It's for the people who can't go 5 fucking minutes without having their lives validated by a low-resolution thumbs up. It's because people have such an inflated sense of self-importance that they constantly need to see how the world responds to their announcements. That's why. Whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, you are now an important member of the media. There are implications and responsibilities that come with that. Ethically, you should be held to the same standard that you want to hold traditional media to. In other words, don't pass your opinion or anyone else's off as fact. Be sure of your sources, fact-check the information before you pass it on. Look, in other industries like film, television, theater, radio, print, doesn't matter. Success or failure has never been based on how much people create. Instead, it's based on how well they do it, whether or not those industries understand their audiences, and whether or not they can display some semblance of ethical responsibility in whatever it is they pump out. And I think the same is ultimately going to hold true for social media, because it possesses the most powerful voice in America. Those that use it have an inescapable duty to make that voice ring with intelligence and leadership. In just a few years, this exciting industry has gone from a novelty to an instrument of overwhelming impact on all of the American people. So tonight again, after you stop listening to this show, I invite each of you to sit down in front of your social news feeds and stay there for at least an hour. No books, no magazines, no newspapers, and definitely no work. Nothing to distract you. I assure you that what you find there is a vast wasteland of dumb, and it needs to be fixed. In other words, if you're tired of fake news, stop posting it. If you think the media is biased, be sure to post counterpoints that are clear and intelligent. And if you don't trust the news, fact-check your shit before you hit enter. Not too long ago, I got accused by someone who frankly doesn't really know any better that I avoid political discussions on social media because I'm afraid to get quote-unquote real. The truth is, I avoid it on social media because I'm opposed to fake. I'm against redundant, and I am deathly allergic to dumb. So I'm asking you, America, prove me wrong. Because if it happens, I'll be the first to admit it. And that, my friends, is a trustworthy headline you can post with confidence. But until that pigs flying on lesbian unicorn moment happens, I'll settle for some reliable music instead. Maestro, do your thing.
Hello, welcome back to Needless to Say. I'm Craig. I'm here with Brad and not Mike. Mike is very important. He's a very, very important man these days.
I wasn't going to talk about it, but I hate that not Mike has been on this show more times than not lately.
Yeah, exactly.
But truth be told, I have to take ownership over this. It would be real easy to just trash Mike. Truth is, Mike was here the other night, and not only was Mike here the other night, Mike was not drinking. Yeah. Mike came in here with a giant cup of coffee.
Yep.
A cup of coffee as large as his ambition.
Yeah.
And he came in and he looked beat. Legit tired. But what happened was I had some news in my family, good news. I'll make more announcements on that when the time is right. But that required me to get on the phone with other family members. And an hour later, I didn't realize that Mike wasn't getting any more awake and Craig wasn't getting any more sober.
Yeah, I was drinking. I didn't have a giant coffee.
What is it about my wife? Because my wife was sitting in here while I was on the phone with my mother. What is it about my wife that makes you drink?
I don't know.
I've been married to her for 12 years. I get it.
Yeah.
Believe me, I totally get the gesture. I'm just curious what makes you drink around her.
Oh, shit.
So we started doing it. We got about 20, 25 minutes in, you figure. And we have a good outline tonight. We got good headlines. I just don't think we were doing justice to the topic or the subject matter.
Nah, nobody was on point. Everybody had other things going on. Mike was exhausted. You had so many other things going on in your head and in your real life at that point, that important things too.
What are you talking about, Craig? This is my life.
Yeah. So things, it kind of just, it wasn't working out. So he said, hey, all right, let's postpone it. Let's do it another day.
Let's do it again on Monday. And I believe it was Mike's idea.
It was Mike's idea to do it on Monday night.
And he was all gung-ho as of Saturday.
As of Saturday, he was all gung-ho. Didn't really talk to him yesterday too much. Didn't really talk to anybody yesterday. And then this morning, it was one of the first things I heard was that he wasn't coming. So
I have never shown up at work on a Monday morning and had somebody say, hey, we're going to buy you a free dinner. You just got to come to a company meeting tonight.
Yeah.
Usually that shit's, telegraphed in advance.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
So, dynamic duo.
No, so we're here. And how was your week?
Well, I had my first genuinely bad week at work.
Yep.
Genuinely bad. Considering I've been there almost a year.
You weren't happy.
Yeah. I don't want to bitch about work, especially for new listeners. I don't think anybody needs to hear me griping about work on the first time they listen to this show. But I will say this. I don't want to bitch about it, but I definitely dealt with a lot of bitching this week.
Yep.
And I'm not used to that. And I also want to know why did I ever leave Ohio? Everything in my company was just so fucking happy and good during my week in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then all that goodwill just disappeared.
Apparently Cleveland rocks.
Yes, it does. I'll be going back for Christmas.
Oh, really?
No.
No.
But yeah, so I'm not going to bitch about that. But I do want to say this. It wasn't enough of a headline to make our usual roundup of headlines. But something happened this past week that made me smile. And it made me smile for reasons that aren't so nice. A Red Sox fan leaving the Bronx to, leaving a Yankee game. He's heading on the train back north, back to Red Sox country, if you will.
Yeah.
Hopped on a Metro North train, which is kind of like your standard commuter railroad. Runs a lot like Amtrak. And that's when he said, you know what? The Red Sox won. I'm so happy. I'm going to climb on the roof of this moving train and surf it.
Yep.
After a night of drinking at Yankee Stadium. And sure enough, within a quarter mile of him achieving what he was trying to do, he had balance.
Yeah, he was.
If it wasn't for those
he was hanging 10.
Yes. But if it wasn't for those damn electrical wires that somehow make that thing go choo-choo.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he got fried immediately. Big thunk on the top. All the power went out on the train. People were in the middle of using the bathrooms because, again, Yankee game.
Yeah.
Plenty of drinking. The whole train, the lights went out, toilets wouldn't flush, everything. It was pure chaos. But I do want to give it to this guy because not only did he get to make the news, but he got to achieve his dream of being a conductor on a train. With a hat tip to my friend Sean. Thank you for that line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that didn't warrant a discussion, but it was something that brightened up my week a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And after I read that, all was good at work.
Yeah.
How about you, man? What are you up to?
I mean, it was your typical week, you know. I get to yell at some kids again.
That's fucking awesome, dude. You're becoming that guy.
I'm becoming that guy who's just screaming at kids and flipping out all the time.
See, this time, though, I think you're justified. They came onto your property and messed with your dog.
Yes.
At the gas station, you're just a dick.
Yeah, yeah. I was just being a dick. But
just told a bunch of kids to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
All because they were making faces through a glass window.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he was giving me the fake fuck you, the flipping me the bird with the wrong finger, you know?
Yeah,
so
but then you gave him a very real go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Your mom's a piece of trash buying Salem non-filters inside or whatever it is.
Yeah. I was having a bad day that day.
Really?
But yeah, no, this kid, they came onto my property, were screwing with my dogs, and when I went out there and told them to, to beat it, the kid told me to shut the fuck up and get back in my house. Is what he said to me.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that kid then.
No, so I lost my shit and made one of them cry and stuff. It was awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You show him pictures of his mother.
Yeah.
Back when you knew her.
Yeah.
Splayed out on your bed.
Yeah.
Bunch of Polaroids.
But other than that, it was just your typical week.
I love that we've got a grumpy old guy on this show, man.
Right.
I always thought it was going to be me. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it? Because I had some kid walking up on my lawn a little higher than I like him to be.
Yeah.
We live on a main road. I get that you don't want to be on the street any more than you have to. So
Yeah.
I'll give it 3-4 feet.
Yeah.
Okay? But when you're making a line around my tree and I catch you kind of looking in the window a little bit, wondering what we're doing, that's when I get annoyed. So I went outside.
Yeah.
And he just was, oh, nothing, just walking through, just passing through. Yeah, kids suck. Why do we breed?
Right.
You're smart, man. You didn't do it.
Nope. I call them anchors.
Yeah.
No.
So fucking true. My anchors are inside eating pasta. Because Daddy's doing a podcast, so it's okay to eat complex carbohydrates. God damn it.
Oh, shit.
But so what are we talking about this week? I kind of alluded to it in the intro. I feel like, when we made this outline, the headline of the outline is asses and dicks and cocks and balls and shits and farts and a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah.
And, on a base level, if somebody sees this headline, they're probably thinking, oh, Brad and Craig and occasionally Mike, they're going to go get foul mouthed and they're going to go make dirty jokes and they're going to go be base level again. In reality, what we're trying to talk about is the news.
Yeah.
And what qualifies as news today and what doesn't. I went to school for journalism. And 20 some odd years ago, I don't want to reveal too much of my age, but 20 some odd years ago, when you went to school for journalism, you learned how to do it the right way. And you learned which headlines were appropriate and which ones were tabloid and which ones were just plain crap.
Yeah.
Today, because everybody's got access to the internet and has the ability to publish, everybody can update a Wikipedia page. Everybody's got their own show and they've got their own podcast.
Yeah. But it's the truth. Anybody can become a journalist
in their own minds.
Own minds, and write for whatever.
And as a result, it's diluted everything.
Yeah.
Like journalism as we knew it growing up doesn't exist anymore. Now, again, not to sound like more grumpy old men, I'm not saying that things aren't better. I love immediate news. I love not having to wait till the 6 o'clock news and the 11 o'clock news to know what happened in the world.
Yeah.
There was something very empty about watching, an apartment building 3 blocks away from you burn down and you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Okay, now you know this shit in real time, and I think that's really great. What I can't stand about today's news is that Nobody's really fact checking anymore.
No,
And
not at all.
Nobody's taking 5 seconds and saying, is this really an appropriate article? Is this something I want to put my name on? People are just worried about clicks and click-throughs and screen time. And so the headlines we're going to discuss tonight all happen in the last 7 to 10 days. All of them have something to do with a body part or a bodily function.
Yeah.
And every one of them is a headline that probably wouldn't have been printed in a newspaper a mere 20 years ago.
Definitely not. Definitely not. You're not going to hear Dan Rather or Tom Brokaw talk about some dude fucking, like some of the other headlines we've covered.
Even the guy riding the train. The headline, I forget what it was exactly, but the headline was something making fun of the fact that he got shocked.
Yeah.
If even the New York Post, which is a hack tabloid if there ever was one, they would have taken 5 minutes and said, okay, that's a sensationalist headline. We can't post that.
No.
Now, I think there was like a tongue-in-cheek pun making fun of the fact that a person died doing something really fucking
stupid. Yeah, exactly.
But we wouldn't mock somebody for death back in the day.
No, but this goes back to that point. There's so many news articles out there, but it gets right down to people in general. Our attention spans have shrunk. It's insane. You can't. There's so many channels on TV that when you're watching a show and a commercial comes on, you'll flip to another show.
Yeah.
And then go back. And then the same thing with online, watching a video online. Halfway through, you're going to switch to another video. Okay, I'm getting bored with that. I'm on to the next.
Or if the ad comes up, 15-second ad in the middle.
Done.
I'm not waiting.
It's not waiting. It's over. Yeah. And so what they need to do is now these headlines need to grab you because they want the clicks. They need to be recognized to become successful at what they're doing. And they're relying on your short attention span.
It's not even, they don't care if you read it or not.
No, they don't. They want you to just click on the article.
Okay, clicking the article gets them paid from the advertiser.
Yes.
That's the only thing that's going.
Yep.
And now, I work in marketing. I've made that clear 100 times over. And I used to work for this real lunatic down in Jacksonville. I won't name him because the last thing he needs is more advertising, but he was a prick on wheels, and he believed his own hype, and I think he was clinically insane.
Yep.
But he did make one good point in all the years I worked for him, and that is when it comes to online content, people aren't looking for a reason to click it. They're looking for a reason not to. And so when you actually open up an article, not only do you have to make the headline engaging and have an engaging image, but you also have to make sure that people stay engaged. So you can't have huge paragraphs of text. People won't read a huge block of text anymore. It's got to be 2 lines.
Well, I was just going to say that. Have you ever, when you click on those articles and you read it and it's 4 sentences?
Yeah.
And that, and then they'll say either they'll report on it later or there's just a picture and fucking 4 sentences.
This is a developing story.
Yeah.
And the headline had nothing to do with it. The image they used on social media to get you to click is not on the article. There's no connection between that and that. And I realize now he was right. Okay, so you have to make things as palatable as possible for the lowest attention span generation ever.
Yes.
Like you got to have bullet points, and you got to have slideshows, and you got to have all these things to keep people visually interested. Otherwise, they won't click. If you wrote the best article in the world, but it was done in 3 paragraphs of big, large blocks of text, nobody's going to read it.
Nobody's going to read it.
Nobody's going to read it because we're such lemmings now. We just walk off in another direction.
Yeah. I'm try to find the story somewhere else that has a video.
Right. And now even those slideshows, which we used to like, now nobody wants to click next.
No.
Now you just want to scroll that wheel. Yeah, why would I want to lift my finger from the mouse when I can just scroll that wheel down?
Yeah.
That's how pathetic we've become. And I'm not going to go off on this all night, but
no.
When we're doing this show, and we're going to get right into this first headline, but when we're doing the show tonight at home, we have a little activity for you if you stay with us and you have a good attention span. And that is, how many of these headlines do you think would have made it, even to a rag like the New York Post 20 years ago?
Yeah.
In 1998.
Yep.
Okay, so let's give you guys a little bit of homework. Because Mike's not here, we can say words like homework.
Yeah.
All right, Craig, what's our first article?
First article is Sesame Street wants to clarify that Bert and Ernie are not gay.
Okay, so what can we infer from this headline? First of all, this is a follow-up piece There was an initial article that said,
they were
Bert and
gay.
Ernie are gay.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's all it takes to make a headline now.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Being like ragingly immature people. We've all said Bert and Ernie are gay
Yeah.
for the last
course.
40 years.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you were old enough to realize what, like, certain things, you know, you hit about 14, 15, and you see somebody like, look, those guys are gay. you know?
Two men in an apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody said that about Chandler and Joey, though.
No, they didn't.
They never. Even though
the
Chandler.
odd couple,
I think they were gay.
they were plowing. One of them was definitely.
Well, Felix was, but he actually dated more than the other one.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know how that works. But anyway, Bert's got that like nice cone head that looks like it could just drill a power bottom. Just stick that thing in there, and Ernie would just sit there and take it while biting into his rubber ducky.
Bert's eyebrows are all pierced down, like, take it.
I can't do his voice.
Ernie's
Say my name. I don't know, but this was a follow-up article to an argument that didn't need to be had, because the last I checked, they identified as felt.
Yeah, that exactly. They're puppets. They're not even. I don't even know if they're anatomically correct. You know what I mean?
I hope they aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, the adult in me hopes they are.
Yeah, exactly.
The needless to say guy kind of hopes they are. Find out Bert's just massive, giant schlong.
Hung like Shaq. He's like just dragging this fucking thing around.
Snuffleupagus comes by and looks at him with envy.
Yeah. Oh, shit. But my thing was, why? What does it matter? My thing is the age of children watching that show, right? Now I get that as a society, you want kids to know about sexuality and understand that there are people that are gay, and there are, you know, especially now there's 1,000 different things. I don't even know what half of them are.
No, yeah, but just by saying gay or not gay, we've minimalized everybody.
Yeah.
We're actually insulting people.
We're insulting people right now. Exactly. But what I'm getting at is, why does it have to be so pushed into the face? If you want to have a gay couple on Sesame Street and they're just sitting on the stairs holding hands, two dudes, you know, and they walk off, or two women and they just walk off holding hands, and you don't talk about it as much or point or make such a big deal about it, then it becomes more acceptable. It becomes more like, oh, what? There's no big deal there.
I think you're right. I think they're trying to get across the message of acceptance.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that, you know, but why did this... Was it a writer or a puppeteer? I think it was a writer.
It was a writer that said it.
He came out of nowhere, and he has not even been on the show in a long time.
No.
But he came out of nowhere, and he's like, oh, yeah, because I modeled it after me and my partner.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he was just going for a cheap headline?
It's possible.
And what happened? Somebody was out there listening.
Yeah.
And this made headline news to the point where the Sesame Street Children's Television Workshop and the Jim Henson production, all had to make a statement.
Yeah.
And Disney, for that matter, because they own them up.
Because they own them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Disney, everybody had to come out and make a statement. Let's clarify before parents get all in a tizzy. I don't want my kids hearing about gay or not gay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just clarify. Bert and Ernie are not gay. They're just two very different people living together. And the message of acceptance here is that people who are very different can still be friends.
Yeah.
And I believe that.
Yeah.
I kind of have two sides of the coin. I have gay family members. I had kids who just stopped watching Sesame Street a few years ago.
Yep.
I think, why not just address it head on? You can't avoid sex today anymore.
No, you can't.
Okay, kids, there is no innocence until you're 16 anymore. You know, and we didn't have it either. But even 12 or 13, kids know more now than they ever will.
Yeah.
Yeah, or ever need to. So why not take them out of the bubble on Sesame Street? It's supposed to be the Lower East Side of Manhattan. I say make it rough and tumble.
Yeah.
I say, you know, we find out why Bert was unfuckable.
Yeah.
And have Ernie come down and do a very good pointed lesson about why Bert's anal retentive behavior makes him an unfuckable twat.
Yeah. And every time Oscar pops out of the trash can, have like a beer bottle fall on the ground, and he's still got the rubber strap tied around his arm. He's just like, hey, I can hang out.
He's got another domestic. Yeah. I think Ernie would have fucked fuzzy hookers, though.
Right?
I really do. Nice big felt tits. He was too irresponsible to wear condoms. Bert would have lectured him. There's so many lesson opportunities here, man.
Right?
I don't know.
How about all the domestic assault that was on the Muppets, I guess, but Kermit was on Sesame Street.
Yeah, he did both.
He did both.
Did double duty.
You know, and then he used to get his ass kicked by Miss Piggy constantly.
And because it was a female who are typically in puppet world subservient.
Yep.
Okay, I guess they said that was okay. Could they do that today? Could Miss Piggy beat up a frog today? No.
Yeah. No.
I don't. And if she did, I don't think people would find it funny because, well, we would because we're normal people.
Yeah. Exactly.
But today's average person would find a reason to be offended by it.
But my whole point is, I wasn't saying that they shouldn't. Like, you know, what I'm saying is sometimes I think when you're trying to prove a point about something and you're pushing it so far, you want it to be accepted. Years ago, it had to be. You had to push it forward to be accepted because people were fucking horrible assholes.
Well, didn't we talk about this with the sitcom episode way back where we talked about Will and Grace coming back?
Yeah.
And we were like in 1997 or whenever that show started, having a predominantly gay lead character was kind of, or gay lead characters was kind of a novelty on TV.
Yeah.
Now having a gay character on television is almost redundant. Like
yeah,
every show's
exactly.
got one. And sticking a gay character into a show just for the sake of them being gay is actually more insulting.
Insulting. Yeah, exactly. Like even with the Star Wars movies. Oh, Finn and Poe are gay. There's been nothing that's alluded to that in any of the movies so far. But they've been trying to, like, fans are pushing the production company, like, not the production company, but these writers. Are they gay? Are they gay? We need to know. And it's like, why? Why? What do you need to know about it? They're two characters in the movie. What's their sexual preference have anything to do with them flying a spaceship and fighting the bad guys?
And yeah, they've got bigger issues right now, like the destruction of the universe.
Yeah. You know?
I mean, I find it hard to get it up when I think that the world's about to explode.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy. You know, everybody had that thing where, well, what would you do if the plane was crashing? I'd grab the first one next to me and start fucking it. Well, first of all, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you make an emergency landing and you got to apologize and all this other shit.
Use the force to give someone else a hand job from across the room.
I would totally be doing that, though.
That would be awesome.
It flies down.
Yeah.
It flies down.
Yeah.
Cut it out. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? We've been hogging the mic. Not Mike. What do you think?
You gotta suck dick, dude. You gotta do it.
All right. Thought so.
Yeah.
Next headline. I'll read this one. And this one actually got us. It was about, it was a grainy, it seemed like it was filmed on a cell phone from 8 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was a video that supposedly showed like a prep school where some prankster, some irascible little scamp, spiked the school lemonade with laxatives.
Yeah.
And we learned later that this was actually a clip from a parody TV show on Netflix.
Yeah.
In 1997, if a video made the rounds, you better believe they would have done fact checking on this before somebody posted it.
Yeah.
Wide.
Yep.
Now, it was really well done. They applied some kind of weird grainy filter. It looked like you were watching it through a screen door. You know, and they did a really good job of presenting it like a video. So people have access to these tools online. They made the most of them. They got a bunch of clicks on it. But the difference was major outlets were now reporting on this.
We're reporting it. Yeah.
And finally, Netflix had to jump in and be like, guys, that's a TV show.
Yeah.
It got us, both of us at this table.
I posted it right away. And I saw the video. I posted it right away. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is insane.
Like 10 minutes later, I already knew it at that point. And 10 minutes later, Craig's like, update.
Yeah.
It's just a Netflix show. Still pretty funny, though.
Yeah. It was funny as hell, man. But yeah, it was insane. And like you said, it started to get reported. Like, nobody fact checks. But that's just like when you go online, and every year around April, you'll see the picture of Mars, and the people that post it legitimately saying, next Tuesday, Mars will appear the same size as the moon in the sky, as close as it's been in 200 years. It's like, no, that's fake.
Yeah, because if Mars got that close, we'd have some tidal issues.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, they did it last year and the year before. And you're still suckering these people in, but nobody will think to say, hey, that sounds kind of odd that it would be that close. You know?
I love the ones every Halloween where they're like, yeah, this year Halloween falls on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Oh, does it now?
Yep.
Okay, so all this 31st shit that I've been paying attention to my whole life,
yeah,
it's right out the window. People are so goddamn stupid, including us.
They just see it quick, don't really process it, and just throw it up there. Like, here, check it out. It's like, no, that's fake.
Well, I'll tell you this. We've kind of spoiled it for everybody. But if you haven't seen this video, definitely check it out.
You do have to watch it.
It's kind of, I mean, it's really realistic up until the ending. There's a moment at the ending where they kind of tip their cap a bit.
Yeah.
It was a little too TV. But there was this one poor little Asian girl who looks like she took more cock than Bert.
Yeah.
This poor girl was up against the wall, and they graphically showed shit falling from under her.
Spraying from her.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like, it looked like a fucking typhoon.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like this. And she's just sitting there wincing in pain. And then at one point, you see kids in the hallway and they're just grabbing their own asses. And I'm like, oh my God, this could be like legit.
Yeah.
The only scene that really threw it for me, in addition to the kid puking, was there was one shot of a men's room where there's just
kids sitting in the sinks.
The one on the sink, one on the trash can, just sitting there like he does this all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like one kid had a cigarette and a newspaper. He was just checking shit out. But like they were shitting in the urinals.
Yeah.
But, you know, but this video held no punches. There were girls shitting everywhere. One girl slipped in it in the hallway.
Yeah.
And you just see the concerned teachers walking through the hall trying to maintain order.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was so well done.
No, they did a good job with it. It was, like I said, when I first watched it, I was like, holy shit. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, this is a little too, like, because I started thinking, how much laxative did you put in that shit?
It was 12 to 1. 12 to 1.
Yes, 12 to 1. Somebody would have died.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know what's more disturbing from the whole thing is the fact that somebody went to such effort to make an already parody video even a bigger parody.
Yeah.
Or the fact that this went viral. Like, people just had an inherent urge, including the two assholes at this table.
I was excited.
I would never call Mike an asshole.
I was fucking hoping it was true. I really was.
That's what I mean, though. But like, what is our morbid need to see young teenagers suffering within their own bowel? Like, I hate kids as much as the next guy. But I mean, I know you do too. But I didn't think you'd want to see them in like
agony,
gastroenteritis.
Yeah.
I don't really
know.
I don't know. It was gross though, and it was far too realistic. So kudos to Netflix. I'll be re-upping my subscription.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I will say this. Not Mike left a very good comment. He's being really shy right now. Wait, do you have anything to say, Mike?
You guys know I love fucking children.
Yeah, I thought so. But I did like your line, though. Must have been Thursday, because Thursday is Sloppy Joe's and Peaches Day. That was a good one, buddy.
That was good. Definitely.
This next headline, again, would not have made the news.
No.
But it sure as hell is going to catch some clicks now, especially, again, from two people at this table, and not me. So what is it, Craig?
The internet is really hung up on Batman's penis.
I just realized the hung joke. I didn't even catch that. I just thought Batman's penis would have been enough for clickbait. No. But they had to get the little hung joke in there.
Yeah, really hung up.
Oh, shit. See, look at that. I'm supposed to be a writer. Yeah, apparently an artist for the latest. And like these are the darker, edgier Batman comics.
Yeah, DC is trying to put out a they're like revamping. I mean, they always are. All the companies do it, but they're trying to put a darker, grittier feel.
This is gritty.
They're trying to put like a Marvel spin. No, Marvel's always been a little darker and grittier. You know, than DC ever was.
How gritty can spandex be? I get it. You're trying to make a more mature superhero.
Yeah.
And those Batman movies tried to make him to be this tortured alcoholic soul.
Yeah.
But at what point did the artist wake up that morning and say, you know what, guys? Do you know what's really going to sell some issues? I'm going to do some dramatic lighting of Batman getting out of bed, or Bruce Wayne getting out of bed. And I'm going to have just enough light from the exterior of the building illuminate his massive but flaccid cock.
Yeah. Well, what it was is he gets stabbed in an alley and he's checking himself.
Get stabbed in the dick?
Yeah. Well, he gets stabbed brutally, and he's checking his wounds and he pulls his fucking cock out. Well, he doesn't whip it out completely, but I mean, but that's the thing is I think the stabbing was grittier already.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need to whip his dick out.
Or even if you show him from behind checking himself.
That was, yeah.
I don't need to see the outline of an illuminated dick from streetlights or whatever it is that he was keeping it going. And I didn't need it to be pierced.
Yeah.
With a batarang.
Now, my thing is, if you ask me, I'm a comic book fan, you fucking did it with the wrong superhero. This is an iconic superhero from ages of little kids, right from your son's age, wearing Batman pajamas to go to bed.
Not anymore, he's not.
No, but
because he just whips his dick out all night.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy. Runs down the stairs.
Yeah, check this out.
She's like, I swear to God, Ethan. He's like, swear to me.
Yeah. Oh shit. But what I'm saying is this is such an iconic character. They could have done something like that with, create something new for one thing. Create some new characters. Create a grittier DC universe.
I want to see a new comic soap. Vein. You make him German. Vesdeferens.
The bulge. And his arch nemesis, Gape.
Every
you
morning.
Fucked me for the last time, Vane.
You've got to change over. We need Vane. No, I'm only in semi.
Yeah.
And this is where things kind of go off the rails. We made it 22 minutes. Good job.
Alter ego is fucking Dick Hammer.
Dick Hammer.
Oh shit!
I just want to know who else he fights. I know that they're going to feature Robin's vagina prominently next month, but I think the issue is going to be the holiday issue where the Riddler just comes out and says, "Riddle me this," and then winks his anus right at you. Really looking forward to Batman. Sales are up.
Sales are up.
Mike had another good comment. Mike, did you want to say anything about it?
No.
All right. I'll read it for you then. So that's why they call him the Dark Knight. See the size of that thing? After 20 minutes, even the site it was like, "You still here?"
Yeah. Oh shit! The Dark Knight Rises. Oh my God!
Vane begins. He could do a comic book with Shaft.
Oh shit!
Speaking of dicks,
Love fucking dick.
there's another one. We actually call this one headline 3.5.
Yes. Yep.
And this one's all too real. This has nothing to do with perverted artists trying to draw super cock.
No,
this is a real one. Anyone with an iPhone, which is now everybody at this table, including not Mike.
Yep.
Okay, he got a not iPhone anything made recently. But men are using the new iOS 12 iPhone's measuring app to measure their own dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what are they going to do now? Are you going to make your purchase decision based on this?
Yeah, exactly.
No, sir.
Well,
you definitely don't need the Mac screen, Mr. Wong.
Yeah, I don't think the app sucks. It's not accurate whatsoever.
Actually, I measured my throw pillow pretty accurately, and that's not a euphemism. I'm not like talking about my balls. No, it seems to do what it needs to do, but the first thing people thought of when this app came out was, hey, what does that do? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Siri.
Yeah.
And that was it. Measure my dong.
Yeah, exactly. Your phone just lit up.
Let's see what it says.
That's what I figured.
That's what I figured. Oh, shit.
Hey, Siri, can you measure my penis?
I don't understand. Can you measure my penis? But I could search the web for it.
I could search the web for it.
No, thank you. My penis has been on the web enough.
Oh, so I was saying all the pics are in 1080p-ness.
Is that what we're doing tonight?
Yeah.
We're just doing a big old roundup, huh?
Mike just traded in his new iPhone for an Android.
No point being disappointed by your own phone.
Yeah, exactly.
I just really want iOS 12.1 to include a depth sensor for vaginas everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you never hear that. Like, what? How come men are the only ones that measure? You ever wonder that? Like, men sit around like,
Right.
my dick's bigger than yours. You go to a bar on any given Sunday, you can get people who like have real jobs and like wear real clothes, and they work really hard.
Yeah.
Okay, and you put a couple beers in a football game in front of them, and all of a sudden it's like, well, yeah, I fucked her, but you wouldn't know because you got no dick. And next thing you know, they're
exactly.
comparing dick size. Like, do women do this? Do they sit around and be like, oh God, I'm so deep,
Yeah.
I'm wide. Guys get lost in there. Like, does that happen, or just like I'm so snug, like I can open one of Craig's beers with this?
Yeah. Leans over, yells into it, and echo fucking comes out.
Repelling equipment.
Yeah.
I don't understand that mentality, much less why somebody would take a $1,100 phone.
Yeah.
I got that out of the box. Hold on a
There's
second.
been rulers around forever.
Yeah. No, you want Siri to comment on it, though. That's the thing. And you want it digital. And then you want to be able to upload it and share it.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, it's confirmed.
It's confirmed. I confirmed it on my Tinder account.
All right. So, that headline probably wouldn't have made it. And this one definitely wouldn't have. At least not without some research.
Yeah.
Okay.
The title would have been changed.
And the headline actually came from my friend Tara on Long Island, who has requested not to be on this show.
Yep.
But so thanks, Tara.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you, Tara.
You're not on the show at all. Again, Tara from Long Island.
Yep.
If you listen to this, forget you heard it. But anyway, the headline was, woman on vacation reportedly finds dead tortoise in her vagina. Reportedly. Okay, that's a key word right there. Don't publish this article unless you know for sure.
Unless you know she had a fucking turtle in her twat.
When you're talking about criminal acts and you say the word allegedly, that is because that is our system.
Yep.
Okay, either this woman had a turtle in her twat or she didn't.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no middle ground here.
Could have been a tortoise.
It was a snapper, right?
Yeah.
She apparently had no idea how the reptile ended up there. And so we actually laughed about this headline because we're like, oh, the British beer shortage is over.
Yeah.
She got herself fucking loaded and whatever. And she actually figured out that there was something up there from an itch. It wasn't the pain of having a live reptile inside of her vagina.
No. Yeah.
It was an itch, and that led to an infection. And eventually they were like, whoa. So clearly this woman, first of all, she needs the iPhone depth sensor from iOS 12.1. She does need Ninja Turtles to jump out. Thank you, Mike. I just don't understand now, like, why would you publish this without finding out what really went on? Because what we've learned since we first put this in the outline, she may have been sexually assaulted, and there's nothing funny about that.
No. And that's what I think probably the odds are pretty high that that's what happened. Someone was like, watch this. I found this baby turtle. I'm going to shove it in fucking hoo-ha.
And that's the sad reality is the two guys here, we all know somebody.
Yeah.
who would have done something dumb like this.
Stupid like that, yeah.
You know, even without the risk of consequence back in the day, and I say without the risk, I mean without the immediate risk.
Yeah.
Somebody filming it, putting it on the internet, you're arrested the next morning.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody did shove this in, and nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
But
no.
the woman doesn't remember, which
Yeah.
is now starting to lean towards roofies and all sorts of other things. She might have been violently assaulted with an animal,
Yeah.
which is a horrendous thing. I know we're going to make our jokes, but that's kind of fucking rough.
No, that's terrible.
Why would this newspaper, and this was a newspaper,
Yeah, Post as allegedly had it. They didn't even confirm it with the hospital. They couldn't even get a comment from the hospital.
what about privacy?
Well, that's why the hospital wouldn't comment. They said we can't comment on anything. This is a private matter.
So how did they get tipped off? That's what I want to know.
Well, yeah. So what? But I guess it's been confirmed since now, and it was probably leaked by someone in the hospital. Probably was like, some girl came in, fucking had a turtle in her pussy. You know what I mean?
And then Tom Petty came in and died again.
Yeah, and died again. Yeah. But I just thought it was the woman's answer to the gerbil. You know? But
I
guess
always
not.
thought that changed the whole phrase, put it in gear.
Yeah.
I saw your next line too. Do you still want to say it after I sombered up the mood here?
Yeah, well, I said apparently when she's drinking, she really comes out of her shell.
Oh, Jesus. You shouldn't have said that. Keep it in.
You keep it in.
Her ex-boyfriend complained that he smelled like low tide. You wrote this? Then you close out by insulting the entire United Kingdom.
Yeah.
If you came here for sensitive analysis of the news,
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
we're the exact opposite of the internet. We're a
Exactly.
week behind.
Yeah.
All I was saying was a reputable reporter. If this was some Facebook page reporting it, yeah, have at it. This was
Yeah.
a newspaper probably responding to a Facebook post, and they decided to call it an article.
An article.
And
yeah.
they fucked the pooch hard, man.
That's a lot of these. They're all become, we had the Sun and the Inquirer when we were younger. You knew those were bullshit stories. Well, some people did. Some people thought there was a real fucking newspaper.
Well, the Weekly World News.
Yeah.
That was
But
a big deal. I remember when Darth Vader came to Earth twice a month for dialysis.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a picture of him with two clearly pasted. It was 1985.
Yeah.
They literally took clips of hoses and things and just stuck it up to that chest plate that he has.
Yeah.
And he was just sitting there in a hospital ward with a nurse behind him, and he was just getting dialysis.
But that's what I mean. But those were the things. Now, legitimate news outlets are fucking jumping on these stories before they even know they're true.
And I guess you can make the argument that breaking news has always had a little bit of that. We're
Yeah.
first on the scene. We're live on the scene.
But something happened.
But there's a developing story.
There's-
At least then they also had a camera there and they could videotape, okay, police are here.
Yeah.
They've put up tape. There's a fire in the building or there's people being evacuated or something's happening.
Something's happening. We don't know what it is.
But a
something.
newspaper always had the benefit of time. You had the ability to find out what the story was, write a quick 700 words on it, and be the first to press. That way, the first thing next morning, the people that trusted you and bought your newspaper would read a well-crafted story that explained the who, what, where, when, and why.
Yeah.
We don't get those 5 W's anymore. Now it's, this is happening, or maybe it isn't.
Maybe it isn't.
Okay, but we don't really care because you've now clicked to our website because our headline was the most engaging.
Yep.
Yeah, let's be real, okay? Before we even heard sexual assault in this story, we saw woman, vagina, dead tortoise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're clicking that.
Yeah.
And if you are out there and saying, I wouldn't click that, you're lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Or find another show.
Yep. Yeah.
Mike can recommend some Christian shit for you, I guarantee.
Yeah.
By the way, more lies there.
But I mean, it's insane, like I said. And the media these days, just all of it, it's not all reported. It's to get the clicks, to get that story. They'll fabricate shit now. And that's even worse. That's, to me, is way worse than saying We don't know what's going on. But something's happening. Rather,
Well,
but
creating, I don't know if they make it up as much as they try to create buzz out of nothing.
they'll finagle things to get a better story out of it.
Well, it's something clickable at least. And then at that point, if that's the story you first click, there's a good chance you'll refresh it.
Yeah.
This is a developing story. Stay tuned. Hit refresh repeatedly.
And I'm not just saying like any network in particular or outlet in particular. They all do it.
Yeah.
They're all doing it. They're all fake, if you ask me.
That's why I think we might be the most responsible news people out there on the internet.
Right?
We wait a week.
Yeah.
We waited even longer this week.
Yeah,
to
we
make
did.
sure we wanted to verify our shit was true.
Yeah.
And it is true. There was a dead turtle up her snatch.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But that wasn't gross enough.
No.
It really wasn't, Craig.
It wasn't.
And I really wish Mike was here for this because I'm sure he'd contribute.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. You got something to say.
Do it. Sausage.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're calling this whole section Quick Hit Grossness of the Week. No, it's not a segment. Don't
No.
expect us to launch a segment, do it for 2 weeks, and abandon it like we do with everything else here. This is just a one-off.
Well, yep.
This is another headline that would have never made it, though, by any stretch of the means, for so many reasons. One of which is it's fucking disgusting.
And it's not, and that's a police report
A
in
blotter.
a local township like Phoenix or a little gazette for a small town somewhere.
The Dubuque Examiner.
Yeah.
Exactly. I used to live in Dubuque, so I'm from there. But this headline was awesome because it used the word feces.
Yes.
And I do think feces is an underused word.
Click.
Yep. Because in the back of our heads, they're like, well, if it was a comical thing, they would have said poop, like my
Yes.
wife.
Yep.
Or they would have said shit, like us.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They said
They were
feces.
trying to be serious.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah.
Woman rubs feces on neighbor's door. That's it. No reason given.
Yeah.
I got to click through now.
Yeah.
Why?
Why'd you do it?
Why? Because maybe that other woman threw feces at her.
Yep. You never know.
Maybe they caught her pissing on their fucking azaleas. I don't know. But again, what makes me click? This. And I say, you know what? The Jehovah's Witnesses are really, really working hard to recruit. Mine used to just stand on the door a little awkwardly, and then they'd leave.
Yeah.
There was never any fecal matter involved. I don't know. Why did she do this anyway?
What it was her dog went and shit. Her dog went and shit in her neighbor's yard. So I guess more than once. So the neighbor decided, you know what? I'm going to take the dog shit and smear it all over your front door.
Oh, it was dog shit, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't hers.
No.
This story just got so less interesting.
Yeah.
Dog shit is...
It's dog shit. But yeah, she smeared it all over her door. And I was just like, I'm cool with that. Bitch need to learn a lesson, man. You let your dog shit over here and don't pick it up.
I would have much rather, like, they literally got video of her just taking a steamer right on her fucking porch and then smearing it in.
Find out she just was coming back from court for Tim Hortons case.
That Tim Hortons story will never end.
No.
That was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
But I looked at it like this. It was in Detroit. So there was there was probably shit already on that door.
And it's like right over that bridge from Canada.
Yeah.
This is, basically, if you live in the northern United States, bordering major cities in Canada, you like poop.
Yeah.
Stop touching poop.
Stop. Yeah.
Stop hurling it. Stop smearing it. Stop making it other people's problems. Just write a note. Say, hey, your dog could probably not shit in my yard. I'd appreciate it at the very least if you come pick it up after he does it.
Well, I guess that was the case. I guess it had happened a bunch of times. And it was even funny because they quoted the woman in the article, the woman that the receiver of the poop smear.
Said poop again.
I did.
Melissa's somewhere clapping.
She said that her dog had pooped in her yard a bunch of times. I did it again. It's your wife who got me saying poop now. Thanks, Melissa.
She's right inside. Go yell at her.
So the dog...
I'll get the turtle.
I guess it had happened it had happened a bunch of times already. And the woman was like, I didn't think it was that big a deal. It's just dog shit. And it's like, no, it's not your yard.
Put up a fence.
Put up a fence. Have your dog shit in your yard if it's not that big of a deal. Because if I kept bringing my dog to your house and having it shit in your yard and not picking it up, I would expect you to wipe shit on my door. I would be like, why hasn't he done it yet?
I can see you doing that. I'm so sorry, dude. Next time, if I'm not home, don't knock.
Just smear.
Just smear.
Just smear it, man.
I'll get the message.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. I just worry about the Memorial Day block party. It's going to be fucked without Jeannie's Cobb salad, man. But that has to be it for all the shit stories, right?
No.
Oh, God damn.
In Kentucky, this was another serious article, too, because they wrote, in Kentucky, a woman defecated.
Oh, they even put it in little quotes.
Yeah, in quote. Yeah. On a deputy to resist arrest.
As soon as you say deputy, I'm singing Bob Marley.
Now, I read this.
I shot the sheriff and I shit upon the deputy.
Pooh. Sorry. I threw that in there.
Craig, you have the right to remain fecal. So what happened? I mean, you don't shit on a cop without purpose.
This was the quote. It said, the police allege that Mrs. Peters intentionally released her bowels in an upward motion and with purposeful direction at this deputy, causing said body waste to land on the face, arms, and the leg of the deputy.
Good God.
So she was able to arch her back, lunge up purposefully, and projectile shit this thing into his face.
Drinking laxative lemonade.
So, but I read the article, and what it was, they were there to arrest her. When they went into the house, she was in the bathroom. Right? Now, she was locked in the bathroom. When they busted the door open to the bathroom, it said that the cop tackled her off of the toilet.
Wait, what?
So this woman was taking a shit.
And he flipped her?
And he fucking grabbed her and pulled her off the toilet, and she was shitting.
Okay, but in order, I mean, first of all, did she just start?
I don't know. I'm sure there was some.
I don't know how everybody shits, and I don't really want to discuss this because I'm actually kind of gagging from it already.
Yeah.
But the idea is basically you kind of get your most urgent, most powerful motion.
Yeah.
That kind of happens right away, right? How on earth did he grab her off the toilet? Now, if somebody busted into the bathroom when I'm there, I'm clenching.
Yeah.
Okay, so somehow a cop threw her down off the toilet, threw her ass in the air, and she created this perfect arc
of
projectile shit and hit the cop in all of the and it was the face, arms, and legs.
Yes.
That's an impressive volley if there ever was one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But then I was thinking, too, it was in Kentucky. He probably already had shit on his face.
And there goes the discussion. I just want to know how much of this could actually be true. I mean, when I saw the headline, I thought they had her trapped in the backseat of the car. And then in an effort to try to, show some defiance or whatever,
yeah,
she just dropped trow
to
the best of her ability or lifted her skirt and just launched shit over them in the front seat or something.
Yeah, no.
Through that cage. So it splits up and sprays and all that. Like really fucking gross.
Like a cheese grater.
Like taking a tennis racket to the beach and letting the sand sift through. I don't know, man. I don't understand how a cop can get shit on by breaking into a woman in the bathroom. She's not going anywhere. She ain't making it out the window.
Well, that's what I mean. If she was still there when you were kicking the door in, she wasn't going anywhere.
Let her finish.
Let her finish taking a dump, man.
Stand there if you have to, if that gets you off.
Yeah. If you think, if say you think she is, send another cop outside. Guard the window.
No, I'd stand right in there and say, okay, finish.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just keep one eye on her to make sure she doesn't sneak out that little window.
Yeah.
Which she ain't getting out of. Come on now, let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all a bunch of shit, man. No pun intended. Can we not talk about shit anymore?
No.
But let's talk more about cops, though.
Yes.
I think we should talk about cops a bit. A Brooklyn cop was shocked when a fellow officer tased his groin
Yes.
by quote-unquote accident.
I love how they threw that in there.
Well, yeah. Well, there's no way that could ever happen in purpose unless you're a cop with a taser and you're bored.
I mean, if I had a taser, there's been plenty of times that I've been sitting around like Mike and Manny. If I had a taser, I would definitely have shot one of them with it by now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I know it's not lethal, you know, so I'm definitely going to shoot one of them with it. And if I'm going to shoot him with it, might as well go for the gold, man.
What's the point in hitting Mike, though? He's already horizontal most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't see any
He
point.
wouldn't get hurt from the fall. There wouldn't be one.
I'm sorry, Mike. You're right here. We shouldn't be talking about you.
Right. What are you going to say about that?
I'm going to get a Fitbit.
I thought,
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more. This article wasn't that exciting. I mean, yeah, cops shooting each other in the dick with a taser. This is all over the internet. But there was a really great quote from the article that I think might be the greatest news quote I've ever heard. One prong did puncture pants and pricked his groin area without penetration of the barb. Somebody was totally fucking with the reporter there.
Absolutely.
And leave it to Brooklyn, baby.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know.
They said he was running up the stairs and he was carrying more than one. Like he had his partner's gun, stun gun, and some other stuff, and he was running up the stairs and it fell.
Was he like a rookie? Were they hazing him?
No, I don't know what that. This is the report. The official report was that he was running up the stairs and one of them dropped, and when he went to catch it, it went off.
It would have been great if this was just a misunderstanding and they were like, haze him.
Yeah.
And they tased him instead.
Yeah. So I think it was a joke that went wrong. And, you know, he probably went to shoot him in the leg or something, you know, like to bust his balls, joke around, and hit him in the fucking junk.
Fucking to protect and serve, man.
Right?
You know, I don't like when we make fun of cops because I know a lot of good cops.
No.
I get really tired of people making fun of cops and just saying cops are bad or cops are this or cops are that. But shit like this doesn't help.
No.
Okay? And I think to kind of tie everything back to our overarching theme tonight, because we're already at the end of our outline. That's how quickly two people can do this. Sorry, Mike.
Okay.
But I know that I don't think a newspaper would have been so quick to report this because of how it portrayed police officers. If this was an actual legitimate accident and the cop was trying his best to save himself a trip up 9 flights of stairs in one of those old station houses, and he was trying to carry more than he should have, and yeah, something went off. That was irresponsible on his part. He should be disciplined internally. This should not have made the news.
Shouldn't have made the news.
And no reputable newspaper back then or now should have ever responded to it by embarrassing the people that we pay to protect us.
Yeah.
Because the more we embarrass them and the less protected they feel, guess what happens the next time you need one? They ain't going to be so eager to come get you.
Not only that, how on edge are these guys? Everybody fucking hates them.
Right.
So,
and we're not talking about shit cops.
No, I'm talking like
and I don't mean the one from Kentucky. I mean, actually, like bad cops. I'm not talking about them.
No,
I'm talking about cops that are trying to do
their job the right way
without being murdered by an unaccepting public.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, how many times has it happened in the past couple of years where cops are just sitting in their cruiser waiting for somebody just walks up and guns them both down?
Yeah,
I mean, it happened in New York City last year.
Or what happens when somebody wrestles you? Nobody's got the camera out.
Yeah,
you've got a very violent and you know aggravated person in custody. Okay, and they start swinging at you. Okay, and then you wrestle them to the ground, and all of a sudden cameras come out.
Yeah,
and all that makes the internet is somebody perceiving it the wrong way.
Yes, exactly.
That's the one thing that all of these immediate, responsive, knee-jerk type articles and knee-jerk type videos and social media always do is they don't have any context.
Yeah.
You see two women fighting in front of a Walmart. Oh, and everybody's like, ooh, bitch fight. What if that was because somebody was responsible for death or the loss of my income or whatever? There might have been reasoning behind it. Is that the best way to handle it? Probably not.
No.
But human emotions.
Yeah.
You know, my wife actually read an article recently. It was all about somebody stepping in. They saw a woman absolutely screaming at her children in the middle of Target. And she looked like she just had zero patience.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a meme or one of those extended memes or whatever. But I think the idea was like, okay, she's not hitting them. She is yelling at them a lot. And people were so quick to judge and be like, that's not how you treat children. How do you know what her morning was like?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know what she's going
I know
through?
she hasn't been fucking so patient with those kids and telling, don't do that. Don't do that. How many times can you fucking do that?
Maybe she's been up since 5 o'clock in the morning after going to bed at 2.
Yeah.
And her husband's out of town on business again, and she's got to do this all on her own.
And don't tell me, don't fucking straight up lie to me and tell me that your parents never fucking freaked the fuck out on you because you were being a dick.
I used to catch her in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And I deserved it every time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And you realize, like, oh shit, I was driving that poor woman fucking nuts.
Right. And so I think the whole point there was, don't be so quick to judge. And I think that's kind of what's going on with the police right now. There's no context. There was no context with that woman at Target, and there's no context here.
Are there a shitload of cops doing bad things?
Of course there
Yes, of course there is. Just like in any other profession in the world.
How many carpenters buy cheaper wood and cheaper products just to save a buck off you? And meanwhile, they're pocketing all the extra money the client paid.
Yeah.
They're trusting you to build the home that they're going to live in.
All the time.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
I'm sure you deal with it. I'm sure you've dealt with people that are putting in shitty flooring.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And, people only rely on this to walk and support them. How do you know somewhere down the line there isn't going to be rot in that wood that's going to require either to do it all again or worse, a tragedy?
A tragedy. Yeah, exactly.
And so, there's shitty people in every line of work.
Yep.
Why are we so quick to pick on our cops? Now, we have our fun with them, too. When they shoot themselves in the dick, we're going to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure they did, too.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. One of the guys that they questioned was laughing about it.
Of course. But why would the newspaper say, well, here's news?
Yeah.
Instead of actually going out and getting a story about, well, you know what? Those cops also broke up a 25-year-old drug ring in that same neighborhood in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay, put an end to a huge pipeline from the Mexican cartel right up to New York City.
Yeah.
We just put a stop to it. That's the news that gets buried on page 6 because nobody's actually interested anymore.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear about that. They want to hear about the guy getting shot in the dick.
No, they want a reason to argue.
Yeah.
And we've done more social media on the show than I care to. But everybody's looking for a reason to prove why they're smarter or why they know more or why they're better. Nobody actually just stops and says, good job. Unless you're like a Christian and then everything God does is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now, I hate when I watch those videos and you see, and they're like, look at that cop. He's really bending he's bending his arm around his back. Look at that. That's terrible. I'm like, look at the guy why doesn't the guy just stop? How about this? Just stop and say, okay, officer.
You win.
And you win. And let's deal with this. And I get it. So you get frustrated, whatever. There's situations like that. And I know what happens. And you've seen the video where the cop just hauls off and cracks somebody in the face. That's a bad cop. You know what I mean? But then you see the guy who's legitimately scared because he's just surrounded by people with cameras. And there's someone wrestling on the ground holding his gun.
Yeah.
Trying to grab his gun. So he just starts hammering the guy in the fucking face. And people are like, look at him, punch him in the face like that.
Look at him abusing
this guy. This fuck that guy.
This pillar of society that he's got pinned to the ground
because
with both teeth up against the curb.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in all honesty, sometimes I look at it. If I was a cop, I would have shot somebody. I would have just shot him.
I'm glad you're not a cop.
No, I would have just been like, yep, no, bang, sorry.
Based on how you handle children in the neighborhood.
I would have shot somebody already and it would have been bad. Yeah.
every one of your quote unquote good shoots would have been somebody just going through puberty.
Yeah. And just sticking fucking skateboarders at the fucking random local church. You fucks, I said, get out of here.
I could just imagine you with the tagline every time too. You got like that one liner you say.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is a crime, motherfucker.
Whip out my fucking extendable fucking nightstick. Just start beating kids.
See Craig standing over a dead body, smoke coming out of his gun. No, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So what did we learn this week?
That I shouldn't be a cop.
Yeah, it's a hell of a takeaway if there ever was one. I know that Sesame Street, if you think Bert and Ernie are gay, go see somebody because you're a Freudian nightmare.
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie, whether they're gay or not is
They're
irrelevant.
fucking puppets.
Do they teach my kids how to be better people? Yes, they do. They've been doing it for 50 years, and they're going to do it for 50 more.
Yep.
Leave Bert and Ernie alone, even though Bert is totally the top and Ernie is the power bottom.
Wicked bad.
Power bottom. This is where the whole Ernie died from AIDS rumor started.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? So they're rubber duckies in heaven. Are there rubber duckies in heaven? How did people come up with this shit before the internet? That was just word of mouth, man. That's when shit mattered.
That's when, and even that, like I made the joke about women's answer to the gerbil, the fucking Richard Gere thing.
Yeah.
How did that rumor start?
But it made like wildfire.
Like wildfire. I mean, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
And he acknowledged it at one point.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I don't know where this started. Probably because he had a gerbil up his ass, but that's besides the point.
Exactly. He was buying 10 gerbils a week at the local Petco.
I know. He would go to Petco and then immediately to Home Depot.
Yeah.
And just buy rubber hose by the fucking yard.
Then you see him at CVS buying lube.
Yeah.
Like,
don't need lube. Just slows down the gerbil.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what we learned. Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie aren't gay. Enough.
Yeah.
Enough. Let your kids learn about other lifestyles. If you have a problem with this, you have a problem with yourself. Deal with your issues.
Yeah.
Deal with your issues. You might be gay yourself. And again, Ernie's the power bottom, so hit on him. If you believe videos about prep schools and little girls in prep school skirts shitting themselves in the hallway, also seek help.
Yeah.
The two guys at the table are definitely doing this.
Yeah.
We need help because we both said the same thing to each other. Oh, that little Asian girl. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did she just launch a torrent? Yeah. Oh, that was hard to watch. And it was fake.
It was fake.
It was fake. So kudos to the guy who made the video.
Yeah.
But also you're an asshole. Yeah. Because you exposed all of us as predatory.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all a bunch of pricks. And you exposed it. So I guess that's what he was doing. So maybe he's got a podcast somewhere.
Yeah.
Explaining exactly why guys like you and me are a bunch of pricks.
Yep.
There you go. If you're an artist, stop drawing superhero cock.
Yes. Yes.
That's a sentence that's never been said
Never
before.
been said before.
Nobody has ever taken this English language and put the words together to say stop drawing superhero cock.
I was just thinking, how about when they handed it, like when he handed it off to the colorist?
He's like, I gotta do what?
And he's like, what? What the fuck is this? I gotta fucking draw, I gotta fucking color in a cock? I didn't sign up for this.
How much shadow am I using?
Yeah.
And why is it so black?
I didn't sign up for this. I love Batman. Now I'm coloring his dick in. What the fuck?
Every time he jerks off.
Oh, shit.
Kind of changes the whole Christmas song, though, because Batman smells now.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, if you're into cartoon penis, go get some real penis.
Yep.
Not on Sesame Street either. And speaking of penises, if you need your phone to substantiate your manhood, seek help. We got to change this whole episode to just seek help.
Yeah, right.
That's really the thing. It's got nothing to do with journalism.
No.
Seek help.
Seek help.
Seek help. Don't use your iPhone's Measure app. This is not what the shining point of iOS 12 was. No. It also makes old phones like Mike's work really fast.
Yeah.
Use that. Use it for that. But if there is a depth sensor out there, please make that. Please make that. Because when my wife sleeps. Watch her. An article we actually didn't touch on tonight but was in the outline, but I want to say this anyway. Don't rub produce on your ass.
Yeah. No. Don't.
No, not because it ties into anything. Just don't do it.
Just don't do that.
Don't do it. I might be eating that zucchini.
Yeah.
I want to know the skin is pure. And I really need to stop eating grapes because I've just had a really, really bad vision here. Again, our next headline, don't be so quick to report something as comical when it might not be.
When it might not be as funny as you think it is.
All right. And again, I'd like to throw a shout out to the person who never wanted to be mentioned on the show. Thank you, Tara from Long Island. Very good friend of mine, at least up until this airs. I want to say this. If something that you think is funny, like a woman finding a dead turtle up inside of her, might actually be rape. Might be sexual assault of the first degree.
Yep.
You know, I know that SVU comes back this week. I would not be surprised if there was some kind of lizard ripped from the headlines, shoved in your pussy headline kind of thing going on.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I'm looking forward to that episode for sure. What sound did that tortoise make when you pulled it out? Dung dung. See, I don't know what side we're on. We try to act mature.
Yeah.
And then I just start making these jokes.
I mean, we're making jokes because the headline itself was ridiculous and the way they went about it. But we're not making jokes about the fact that it's not funny that the fact that this could have been a bad situation.
Could have killed her.
Yeah.
Could have killed her. All joking aside, this was not a good thing. Guys, I don't care what you think is funny. I don't care how drunk you are. Stay the fuck away from her.
Yeah.
How about let that be the soundbite from this episode?
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait a minute, though. I know of another soundbite. Mike, you had something to add.
You gotta suck dick, dude. You gotta do it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Also, if your dog shits on your yard, smear it on your neighbor's door.
You're supposed to.
It's just kind of a universal truth. Kentucky women, stop shitting on cops, even if you're shitting on your own.
Yeah.
If you get ripped off a toilet, and chances are you deserve to be ripped off a toilet, clench. Yeah. Hold that shit back. Or do it earlier in the day when you know cops aren't going to bust down your door. They tend to do it at night for more drama and more likely that you're home.
Yeah.
Probably doing something illegal. So, yeah, shit early.
I'd like to see that on live PD.
Oh, Jesus. With wearing one of the cameras they wear on their chest.
You see the cop just turning towards the camera like, he's got like a turn draped across his lip and some on his tongue.
Yeah, he'll just look at it and be like, we got her.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up.
His partner just immediately tases him in the dick.
Good kill.
He's like, well, I figured I'd distract you from the shit in your face. Just trying to be a good friend.
Oh, my God. What? So I think the big takeaway tonight, Craig and I, we're bipolar.
Yeah.
We try to be smarter. We fail miserably.
We do our best to be
It's
mature.
fucking Monday, man. We had a weekend.
Yeah.
We got, stuff going on in your family, stuff going on in mine. Good news from my family, bad news from my family. Everybody's got shit going on.
Yep.
And we got not Mike making way too many appearances.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So let's do a little housekeeping. First, not Mike. Come back to work.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to bring the douche to the table, right?
Also, social media at NTS_podcast on Twitter and Facebook and soon to be Instagram. Remember what I said last week? I lied to you. I don't have an Instagram page for the show just yet, but we will. We will. I don't think people are clamoring to follow us and throw hearts at our pictures. And we're not going to get famous from this shit, but we will be on there soon enough. NTS Rundowns, Christy, once her dog stops being in heat, is going to get right the fuck on that. Yep. So if you guys want to, do something nice for Christy because she's doing something great for us, send her bleach. What else is going on? Merch. Go to teespring.com. Search for Needless to Say. Like I said, I'd give you a URL. You won't remember it.
Yep.
So it's just easier. Go to teespring.com. You can remember that. Then go up to that little search bar with the little magnifying glass in case you're like
Mike.
Like illiterate. Yeah, exactly. And click on it and type in Needless to Say or whatever it is your fingers punch out and buy some shit. Buy some shit. Use somebody else's credit card. I don't really care.
Yep.
Okay, get some T-shirts. We need the money to go to Comic-Con to be bigger.
Yep. And subscribe to us, too.
Well, I mentioned Comic-Con. Let's talk about that first.
Comic-Con. We'll be at Comic-Con. We have a table at Comic-Con this year.
Rhode Island
Comic-Con. From November 2nd to the 4th. Come on down. Come by the table. We're gonna have a little raffle for some prizes.
Actually, we keep getting more prizes. This is actually getting pretty good.
Yeah.
And we got giveaways.
Yes, we got giveaways. Come by. Let us ask you a few questions. Ask us a few questions. Be on the show.
Yeah. Sign a waiver and shit.
Yeah.
But, and those of you who are not buying merchandise because you think we're going to give it away free at the show, we're not.
We're not. Yeah, no, you're not getting any of the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, also, we just don't have the fucking money, to be quite honest.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, definitely check us out there, though. Come by. We are the most approachable guys you're ever going to meet. We are really a lot of fun when you get to know us.
Yeah, and if you want to bring a beer, if you want to bring
actually,
us a beer,
I'd be all for that.
Yeah.
They sell a shit ton of beer, and there's actually a Rhode Island Comic-Con themed beer that is damn good.
yeah, it
3
is.
years running, I've drank this stuff. So if you want to drop one of them off, we'll give you a koozie.
Yeah.
All right,
There you
and
go.
that'll work. Maybe not one with our show logo, but we'll grab one.
We'll
get
just steal one from someone else.
Yeah, we'll get one.
We're just gonna hand out shit from other people.
Well, yeah, I think we should load up with bags and be like, "Hey, do you want a GameStop bag?"
Yeah.
By all means, because we support them.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, I can't think of anything else to say. I know that it's a bit of an odd episode.
Yeah.
Not bad for a Monday night.
Not bad at all.
Feeling pretty good about it. We got through the headlines. Not Mike. Thank you for coming. Any last words for us?
All right.
All right. Could you tell your alter ego, Mike, to actually show the fuck up when he says he's going to?
Yeah.
And with that, Craig.
Needless to say, we said it.